What is going on, guys? Welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to the FGC. I am your host, Crash, of course, in the building with my cameos 1 and 2, Static Gorilla and Mezza. What's going on, fellas?
Yes.
Hello.
Might seem like we're a little more energetic than usual. We're actually recording this show kind of earlier. Okay, well, Static is never energetic. Excuse me. He's already given me the nod that he's just not feeling it right now. But that's because we got to do 2 podcasts today. But that's what we signed up for, homie. In the meantime, this is podcast number 1. This is Double Taps, podcast dedicated to the fighting game community. Everything about it. Games, drama, updates, which is what we're going to be getting into. If you haven't already, make sure to follow us at Double Tap FGC, of course, on all social media platforms. We do have quite a bit to get into, so let's jump right into it. Let's start it off. MK, Mortal Kombat, has had his strings of issues. It's pretty expected on, when it comes to some games. Some definitely unintended ones. Most recently being the player advantage or the differences between player 1 side, player 2 when it comes to combos, cameos, things that are like things connecting, which in a fighting game is kind of important, right? I think we could agree here that that's kind of something you kind of want to have consistent out the gate. Luckily, we just got a patch. I don't know if it's going to be a pseudo emergency patch, but we did get a patch that did drop just yesterday, or at least the patch notes that dropped yesterday. I believe the patch should be up it's now at this point. Yeah, it should be up and running by now. But yeah, we got an official patch notes that have been up and running now, kind of addressing these issues, as well as some additional pieces that they decided to hit us with. So as of posted, what was that?
I believe there was a patch on Friday fixing the online issues first.
Yes,
or at least there was a tweet from Ed Boon that said we want to work on the online before we fix the player.
I'd heard there's also even some stealth patching when it came to the connection fixes as well here. It isn't stated, but there is also potential some back end ones that are getting fixed. But yeah, they're pretty much on it, saying like, hey, we know there are issues and we're trying to fix it. Right now, they're kind of hitting the more egregious ones in this list. So the list is as follows. MK1 patch notes for October 2nd, 2023. General gameplay adjustments, move list corrections, which I still can't believe we still have this now. Not a big deal, but also kind of a big deal.
I've always said that's been a problem that they've had. I don't know why they do this.
I don't
just
know
go over the moves.
I don't know where in the chain this keeps getting messed up at, but it's been fixed. Localization fixes, I remember seeing that when it came to the subtitles and such. Some of them just were not correct, or they were just like, I think I've seen like there were certain voice lines from Sindel during cinematics that would just say like the file name in certain languages, the file name that they're supposed to play, and not even what she's saying.
MK12 something.
Yeah, MK12 something. Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, okay, that's an interesting fuck up. There we go. And here comes the kind of like the ones that are more towards the player 1 advantage, as you will. Fixed an issue that could cause player 2 to push their opponent away further during certain combo sequences, hence why some cameos, some strings just did not work. It wasn't a side thing, it wasn't a side switch thing, it wasn't even a stance thing. It was literally like you were on the player 2 side, you just had different numbers when it came to different values that were just happening when you were actually playing. So they fixed that, which had to be priority number 1. That is I don't even know. You know what's funny? I don't even know why. I haven't heard enough of it yet. But like, it does kind of affect the competitive integrity of MK1 at this point. But there has only been one major, quote unquote, MK1 tournament that has been like kind of very mainstream. I would say it's Otaku, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't.
Yeah. Right, and granted, it's not even even an anime game.
Exactly, it's not even one of those. It's just the first one that came out. People are just playing it. The MK heads are they're picking and choosing. They're still in the lab. They're still hitting. Locals are actually affected like crazy. But I mean, it's locals. At that point, it's like, you see each other. You're like, yo. I wasn't tripping, right? I like, maybe that combo you dropped in grand finals really wasn't you. Like, this is like the pass you get, but it's all good. It's been fixed. So, things like East Coast Throwdown, which is pretty MK centric. Actually, it's got a pretty good following when it comes to Mortal Kombat. They're going to be in time for this patch, luckily. So the competitive integrity continues.
I mean, you also have to count NJMK, which NKNJ, which they Darth Armor. Yeah, they did their first one.
Yes.
The second week of release, and no one noticed. So I mean,
yeah,
like that's a weird thing to like let not be noticed, right? Even as players, we notice little things, but for us to notice that like into like almost month one, now we're noticing it. So I mean, it's good. It's a good fix.
It's because it's such a fucking weird thing to kind of notice, right? Because if you're doing it, because you're in training mode, you're on player one side all the time. You do your combos, you're practicing, and you're like, yeah, this hits. I got this down. I know my combo. I can do it, right? While as if you're ever on the other side, it's like, hold up, you don't realize that maybe on the player two side it doesn't work.
Yeah, when I was trying to replicate the video that happened, I was like, why would you even do this combo in the first place? Like, there are so many other routes that you can get. Now, the katana one, I understand.
Yeah.
Like, that was actually quite...
With the actual spinning fans and such, like how it just would not confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little bit more optimal, a little bit harder to do. But the Sub-Zero one, air the juggle into a freeze, it's a good example, but it was also kind of like if that combo were to drop for me, I'd be like, all right, I need to find a better combo. I wouldn't be doing this combo in the first place.
Yeah.
If he didn't try to do a shitty combo, then we would have never found this out.
I feel like that is where the kind of the idea that we were just ignorant to it is because we gave it up to maybe stuff like that, because it was some very specific combos, like the more optimal ones that you might just be like you're second guessing yourself, right? You think it's human error before it's the game, right? Because 99% of the time you'd probably be correct. This was just one of those that it's like, it actually was the game in this specific situation that I'm never usually in unless I'm playing locally or playing on that side with someone. All right, so that's been addressed. Awesome, cool. They needed to fix that. Fixed an issue where they could cause buffered combo attack strings and buffer 2-in-1 canceled on non. Enhanced special moves to not be performed if a cameo ambush attack that was be canceled or banished from was executed with specific timing. Isn't that like an issue you were dealing with a lot with Static? Because you would notice situation where like, why did my cameo not come out, or this and that? I felt like that's an issue you were complaining about naturally, that you were just like, this is weird.
So the one I was doing wasn't an ambush.
Oh, okay.
It was like but it was off of a button. So like my issue was the Sindel. If I were to do forward 4, 3 into forward 4 assist, it wouldn't come out. I recently watched a video by Ion FGC. If you know Justin, he recently moved to West Coast, so shout outs to him. He did put up a video about how to fix it somewhat. Like you have to go back to neutral in the middle of your combo. And ever since then, I've been getting it consistently.
Oh,
but
okay.
I've had to be. I've also changed the combo so I can do the scream first, then the freeze, so that I can get the little snap if I need to counter break or somebody, or just improve my assist.
Gotcha.
Yes, Sindel's the only character with a counter.
Okay. Shout out once again. Yeah, shout outs to Ion FGC. That's EYE on FGC on his YouTube and on his Twitch and such. He does some really awesome stuff. So shout out to him, man. I didn't know he was going out to the West Coast. Stay safe out there, homie. Make it big. West Coast, but makes it for the FGC, right? Thing shit out here in the East. All right, so last gameplay adjustment they have: fixed an issue causing some of Striker and Sector's attacks to be unbreakable. Honestly, this is par for the course. That kind of fix has been around since breakable ability came into MK games. Like there are just sometimes some moves just slip through the cracks and they're like, oh, for some reason you can't break these. And if it was the OG 3D games, like there was no patch to fix that unless there's a new version of the game. So it is what it is. But Injustice, MK9, there have always been at least one. That line with fix an issue causing some of so-and-so's attacks to be unbreakable has always been a thing. I'm not really too surprised there.
I mean, it's a versus game thing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so on top of that, the last couple pieces were some character specific adjustments. Most of these were just fixing issues on top of some higher priority when it comes to like blocking and such. Like Ashra got an issue where that could cause the crushing knee, which is a towards to back kick, so forward back kick, to pass through opponents while attacking. It's kind of fucking weird. Might want to fix that.
It does happen, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, you player. I was gonna say you've probably experienced that one. Like, yep, that went through.
It's a very interesting, weird thing, but it doesn't happen very often. But when it does, you're just like, what happened?
Okay.
It. Just what happened?
Is that the one that's followed by the hilt?
The overhead.
Yep. So Goro cameo stomp is now high priority when it and his partner's attacks hit on the same frame. So there could be like situations where your block, it's like weird. It's like if Goro were to stomp and you attack and they're blocking, like your attacks, like blocking data is what overrides Goro, or would be a higher priority to Goro's cameo. Now they're making it
just jump off the screen.
That is Goro's priority. Like his data is what kind of takes priority to it. So that's what that essentially means.
That makes sense because it's an unblockable move.
Yes,
like,
exactly. So you'll be in situations like, wait, how are you still standing? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, exactly. So Havoc, Decaying Guard, and Flesh Wound no longer auto face. So in other words, no auto correction on those anymore. So cool. Moves that kind of do that are kind of cheap.
Special moves should never do that.
Yeah, I think even in Street Fighter 6, some do still. I forget which ones. It has to do with it has to do with Drive Rush, like special moves off with Drive Rush, like special autocorrect. I feel like maybe that might have been a bug early on. That might have fixed that too. So yeah, keeping to that theme, as Mezza said, they should not be doing that. Jax, ground pound is no longer higher priority when it and its partners attacks hit on the same frame. Same deal. So it's now higher priority once again. That is because his ground pound is also unblockable, right? Is it an unblockable low, or is it just a low?
Yeah, it's unblockable.
Okay.
If you're standing, it's unblockable.
Gotcha. There you go.
Or both.
So Kung Lao Concussion will now auto face, and when done on the landing frame after jumping over an opponent. I have absolutely no fucking clue what move that is.
I want to say that's his dive kick, I guess.
Concussion. Bro, the fact how ignorant you gotta be to have his name called that, like concussion, like bro.
Overhead hat,
or is it the?
Look at that move list.
It's not the noogie, right?
I don't know.
I want to hear Dre say the next character's name, though.
I have no idea. What, Shujinko?
Oh, there you go.
I know Shujinko.
I don't know. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, Shujinko. Mimic Ice Clone and Ice Ball will no longer be repeated by an opponent hit by time stop. Excuse me. I couldn't read stop. Yeah. I could say his name, but I couldn't say stop. Mimic Ice Clone and Ice Ball will no longer be repeated by an opponent hit by time stomp. Okay. Stop. Holy shit. I can't read that last word. I keep thinking stomp. Interesting. That's a very weird situation. I didn't even know that was like a thing. Because time stop is with like Shujinko and Gira is like, yeah, it was such a very specific situation. So yeah, I have not noticed that, but it's fixed now. So there you go. Can't be as cheesy. And then we have a laundry list of other fixes with the following attacks not working properly against high parry special moves. Pick your poison. A lot of characters are now a lot of moves with certain characters. You just have to see if your character is being affected. Now can be or can no longer be high parry. But there are just there were some choices before that were strange and some choices afterwards that are now strange in true NRS fashion. Like first one, Ice Slide can no longer be high parry. Why was Ice Slide high parryable at all? Is my question. Like that was already the first like what?
Let's be clear. Yeah. Parry is whatever characters are able to parry or counter a particular button.
Yes, exactly. We're not talking about blocking, we're talking about parrying. So Johnny Cage, Baraka, Kenshi, Tanya. I can't remember. Does Sindel have one?
No.
Reiko.
These characters have like moves.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I don't know all the characters that can parry, but if your character does parry, this is something that definitely does apply to you. And just to kind of also push on the whole like weird choices in NRS style afterwards is the like Johnny Cage's Ball Buster now being high parry being able to, you know, parry it high makes absolutely no sense. But once again, this is NRS. This is like, you know, everyone's seen the Punk clip probably. He's like, how is this a high when you know the sword is clearly going through the character? You know, the Ashra move. You know which one we're talking about, Mezza. So it's like, yeah. You know what? Take it at face value. It's fun. At least the main things got fixed.
It's only because she can cross up.
Okay.
And be safe. Just to note, yes, that is Kung Lao's where he grabs you by the head and then punches you like 4 times or so.
Okay.
Technically.
The restand, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. Now we know. So auto face, so that's cool. All right, so that's it. That's actually all of the patch notes. I am hearing there are some other issues now that are showing up because of it. I'm hearing there's some Johnny Cage issues where certain buttons are coming out when you're literally pressing a different one. So, you know, a little bit of a leaky boat, right? So my OGs that know what a leaky boat is when it comes to NRS, you know, you're patching one thing, the things are going to start spewing out. So hopefully there aren't that many holes in it. That, you know, this is kind of like the big things that got fixed, kind of the big gaping ones that are sinking the ship if you can't have competitive integrity going. Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have to see and find out if there's gonna be any other emergency patches afterwards, see how this ends up laying. This just dropped yesterday once again, so we're gonna be breaking into it more and more. But the last thing that the actual patch notes did also happen to have is this ad break that we have to get into. So we'll read the patch notes real quick. This will be during the ad break, and we'll be right back after this. We got some couple last things for MK, but then we'll be jumping on to some Street Fighter. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. All right, and we are back. Just got through MK's first kind of emergency patch, fixing a lot of issues that were kind of, you know, some pretty big issues that were kind of putting competitive integrity into question, on top of some other, you know, system mechanics and things that should probably just work the way they're intended. But hey, better late than never. That doesn't stop them from also dropping apparently some new this is something Mezza's been wanting to talk about for like a week or so, and it's like this particular song that drops. So just hit us off with it, Mezza. What are we talking about here?
All right, so you guys probably remember him as Red Rapper, but better known as Zayed Tabani now.
I thought that was him because I was like, it sounds like him. I didn't ask it, but I was like, this sounds familiar.
Him and Mega Ran, as well as
good choice.
A_rival. Or a rival in Super Square, got a hold of the original song for the Test Your Might song, the theme song for this game, and they actually got to redo it, and it became an official song, an official original song for the opening for just Mortal Kombat, which I think they should just use this for Combat, like Combat League, whatever they decide to do, just use this song for everything. The song is 2 verses of Zayed Tabani. The hook's done by a rival. And then obviously Mega Ran has the 3rd verse. I still think the first verse goes hard. I think the first verse might be the hypest. Maybe the second, kind of a fight. But I mean, Mega Ran's was okay. It was all right. It wasn't his norm because, you know, he wasn't talking about Mega Man, so it's fine.
I always shout out Mega Ran. He's probably one of my. I've watched him live. His energy is really awesome. And to have him on here, I was like, hell yeah, this is already a dub. But yeah, Red. I always forever know him as Red Rapper. I know his name changed, but you know what it is. We know what we know him as, and by and from. Yeah, kind of winning. Does not disappoint.
Yeah, the song's called Second Chance. It's actually officially on MK1's YouTube, so that's even cooler to see that we're finally seeing more. We've been seeing it with like Street Fighter 6, obviously we see it at Evo, but this is kind of a full-on. We've seen more NRS kind of do this. We really like rap, so let's just bring more in. They had 21 Savage for, I think it was MKX.
Yeah, for MK11,
yeah. So yeah, it's interesting to see the route that they're going.
But they also remember they also used Check Yourself, the original version with the Ice Cube joint. So that trailer was pretty dope. Remember, fighting games are forever hip hop. I don't know why there's any kind of misunderstanding here. Fighting games will forever be hip hop. I mean, you can definitely, don't get me wrong, Killer Instinct makes a damn good argument with, you know, the raw, you know, the rock and the rawness there as well. But you know,
Guilty Gear.
And Guilty Gear also does the damn good. Guilty Gear is so traditional metal, like it is so just like like
I mean,
just, well, okay. So recently is, you know, we got jazz in there and shit, right? We got a couple other things.
You can't say recently. Melty Blood had jazz originally in it. Okay, they had the whole they had jazz, it had the pianos, it had all that stuff. If you want to even go back, MVC2 had jazz. You know, come on, that is very true. I mean, it was always there.
MVC2 is more hood. I know.
It's a little more.
I don't want to hear Livin' La Vida Loca. Like, I don't want to hear a remixed version of that or just that version. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
I don't know where you're even hearing that from.
On my Dreamcast CD.
I have the MVC2 vinyl upstairs right now. Ain't no shit like that on there.
Yeah, you must be talking about the desert stage.
Yeah, he must.
Talk to Jipes, and they changed. They definitely made new tracks for that.
Made it look like that. But yeah, so Second Chance is out. Go. I mean, it's officially out. You can go take a listen to it. It is a dope track. So go check that out. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down for it. Mezza just had to get that off his chest. He's been like, I want to talk about this song.
Dude, it was sick. I didn't even know. It just got thrown at me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fire.
It's tight. Right. So you know what? So that leaves us to now Street Fighter 6. We're gonna start it off. Actually, I know we do have some AKI to talk about, but the first thing I wanted to talk about was the spooky part. Is it Spooky Party? Yeah, Spooky Party Fighting Pass. That actually just debuted about like yesterday. The song on here, the beat is actually dumb good. I don't know. It wasn't if it was intended, but like with the piano and
just so you guys know, Dre never lets us listen to any of the tracks. So,
bro, you got the video clip. Go listen to it. Go listen. I
want to hear it with them again.
I'd have to tweak something out to get that going. Maybe I'll do it for the next episode. But the track, if you just listen to it, it's like, yo, the track. I'm more hyped to get this track because I want to put it on the playlist for Double Tap. But on top of that, we did get to see, I guess, some additional avatar costumes, which is cool. It looks really cool. I like it. The only thing that I find most disappointing, I don't know if this is it. Well, okay, I say I don't know if this is it, but it does say what the premium rewards are. Why are we not seeing Darkstalkers out here, yo? This is Darkstalkers fucking month. And I don't see a Dimitri. I don't see a Morgan in sight. Like, what is going on here?
Do you think they're saving it?
I'm wondering if characters are maybe gonna have specific costumes again, even though we still don't have costume 3 yet. Like, we have all these costumes, right, for Ken, for Lily, for Cammy, and Luke to still drop. But like, okay, give a couple other characters maybe some Halloween themed ones. Why not? Might as well start the Chun-Li costume train. We all know it's coming.
Well, I don't know if you saw when so the biggest thing is I noticed through this whole thing is I like the costumes. They're cool, and it's mostly for your custom character. I don't know if they're going to do anything too crazy for everybody else's characters throughout the whole month, but the one thing I peeped, if you see it towards the end, is the theme of Juries is there.
Is it?
Yeah. So in the music box, I guess it is. It says the theme of music of Jury is there. C Viper and Abel.
Wait, what?
Yeah, if you look at the pass, so it says the music is for C Viper, Jury, C Viper, and Abel. Yeah, at the end of the video.
Okay.
Which is super interesting because are we hinting to something we might see in the season 2? Maybe some Abel, maybe some do us dirty and give us costumes of these characters, but not actually these characters. That's pretty fucked. Yeah, that would be pretty.
That'd be pretty.
Aren't we still waiting on the first combat pack with Marissa and a couple others?
Are we?
Anybody be using those? Yeah, there was another combat pack, costume pack beforehand.
Maybe that's outfit 3 still. Then is what we're missing. Potentially then. I think that's what what I was hearing about. Because the other music, theme of Viper, theme of Abel, theme of Jury. I did not see that. So I think we're still waiting on those costumes, even though we had all these other ones that were announced. But at least he gets Spooky Party. It just doesn't make sense as to why it's not Darkstalkers. Like, Capcom, you must not want money. I guess Separate Ways must have sold so much DLC you don't care. I understand.
What? I mean, why would they put Abel's theme song? I mean, was it that hype? I'm like listening to it now and I just don't.
I do not.
It feels like an X-Men theme song, but it's all right. It's all right. It's nothing iconic in my eyes, you know.
Yo, I can't get over that start with the piano. It's too good. It's too good. That track is gonna be pretty fire. So we got the Spooky Party DLC, or rather the premium packs that'll be coming out very, very soon. You're gonna be able to just dress up your avatar on it. But that's not the only spooky thing that has been released. So let's jump into AKI. Aki's been out. Aki's been out for not even a week. It was like last Wednesday, I think, is when she dropped on the 27th. I had a limited amount of time to play her because unfortunately right on the 27th when I was on a trip. So I was out, even though I had my damn Steam Deck, I just did not have a chance to sit down and crank out some matches. But that did not stop me from watching other people play and kind of get a at least an understanding as to what I'm seeing with her. So shout outs to MJ. MJ is we've had him on here before, an incredible Vega player from 5, and he's an insane Kim player now. But Aki was kind of in his sights very, very early on. So he got to pick her up. So I was asking him about her. I don't know if you guys have had a chance. Have either of you had a chance to sit down and play her at all?
I tried her trials. Okay. Little too complex for me.
Ooh, okay. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing. So you're not the first person to say it. There is like a lot of technical skill there. And it might be one of those characters where the amount of work, we've talked about this before, characters that need a lot of work to make viable is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like, it really gauges you as a player, right? Like, how much work are you willing to put in? Unless you are really vibing with the character, you're not trying to really do a whole lot of. Let's be real. You don't want to have to try to work too hard to get that same 20-30% whatever that other characters are just like, here you go, can just dish out, no prob, right?
I mean, when Ken exists in this game, then yeah, it's kind of hard to want to do that. I mean, I haven't played her. I know I was kind of thrilled about it, but I've been so damn busy with so many other things that I'm just like, I've been watching what people have been doing a lot, and I'm just like, I don't know if I care for this character. It's not what I was hoping for, but it's a little bit, but not as much. So, I mean, I'm going to give her a try still, but I was hoping she was going to be more Vega and less Fang. But maybe that was my misjudgment from the start, so. But she looks good. I feel like people just don't know what the hell to do with her. And I think that's fair. She has a ton of tools.
Yeah.
And weird ranges. So
it's less than week 1. I did watch, I was watching, what is it? I think I was watching some clips as well from like Katsunoko playing her, like a bunch of Japanese players that were trying to play her, just random matches and all that. And I'm seeing like differences in what people are trying to actually obviously play, like how they're approaching her, and she's got there is some dirt there. There is some dirt for sure, and it's just like I said, she's a high commitment character, which is why she's like right up the alley for certain players out there, right? Like Mono, right? Like ironically, Mono, putting himself in that situation. The Fang players from Street Fighter V are going to feel right at home in terms of like the dedication they're going to have to put to make this character work. But at least this character is going to be decent. Fang, I think, was just a goddamn tragedy for the entire lifetime of Street Fighter V.
Well, no. Later on, he got better. But
he
also took some nerfs at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. But she I think she just has strength in areas that he clearly was lacking. For one, the projectile game. Very early on when we even saw the actual starter guide for the character, the fact that she gets a projectile that interacts with other projectiles is already a plus. It's already like, wow, you're already way better because your master just could not hang. The poison being definitely more of a, like I said, more of a stain state from your testament, kind of feel for my Guilty Gear players out there. You know what I'm talking about. It's about like, you know, getting the stain on or getting the poison on and then actually detonating it to allow for combo extensions and all, more than anything else. Like, sure, you are getting some DPS in it, which is good, but the real goal is to, you know, get a hit and actually blow it up. But she's got some really interesting buttons. Her jab is funny because she's got the, you know, the crouching jab. She's got the double, right? You can easily confirm that. It's a very simple confirm into her DP into her level 3. Her air buttons, that very strange. But I don't even know which button that is. I don't know if you know, Static, off the rip. From the one where she's jumping. There's two. The one where she's jumping where it's like her feet are in front of her, where she's just like a pretzel, and then. That's heavy kick. And then there's one where she's basically in the same pose, but she's putting out her hands instead. I don't know if that's like medium punch or even possibly heavy punch, but that has dumb cross up. Like,
it doesn't even hit in front. It's a cross up.
It does. It is just straight up a cross up. It is so weird because it also, the way she contorts her body, I'm assuming her hitbox is also fucking really, or her box is really weird. So you might be seeing some tech where, you know, on safe jumps or whatever, even with this button being put out there, even if you're trying to reversal DP her, there might be just some weird interactions there, which is, you know, makes sense because the character is supposed to make you feel like that, right? The character is not supposed to make you feel easy. She has a very unorthodox feel for her. Her movement is just not normal. So it's supposed to kind of bring that entire presentation to it. But her damage, I think, is solid. Like, it just takes a little bit of setup, which not everyone seems to be about. And I mean, I can understand that, right? Like, why do I have to do these extra, you know, if I want to get to step 3, why do I have to go to step 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2, 2.1, 2. Before I get to 3, versus some characters are like step 3, 1, 2, 3, and some motherfuckers are like 1, 3. Like, that's it. Like, their game plan does not need to be any more complicated.
It reminds me of like everything the opposite of, it's like Hakan, where like you had to do all of this stuff to get in and then finally get the oil up and then you can play the game somewhat.
And he had a similar kind of trajectory when it came to the buffs, right? It wasn't until really the end of the final version where he was really, once they gave him the, like, you know, start with oil, right? Level 1 oil every match, and then his recovery on oil became so quick where he could, you know, there were more strings or knockdowns where he could just refresh it. Cancel. Yeah, and FADC, like doing the weird FADC like dash, you know, that
was there for
cancel. Yeah, but it like got even more potent because he was more oiled up. It became more of a factor, right? Like, I'm wondering if she's gonna be on that path. I think, right? I mean, we're barely even a week out, but she's got some cheap stuff like that far-reaching string that she does, or special move is pretty potent because she can keep up when it comes to the projectiles. Like, you know, we're seeing MJ here, you know, just being able to clash no problem with the Ryu. Sure, granted, we're in Diamond, whatever, rank doesn't really matter. It's all about how the character does feel. But, you know, she's able to keep up with that. I don't know how she does against Guile, but that's the point of this, you know, the weak of the character, right? Like, is the sliding gonna be worth it, right? Are you gonna be able to command grab off of it? Or, you know, there are some moves that are projectile invo. Like, can she really outzone people? He's saying she does well against, like, Jury. He says, like, he's not having a problem with Jury, which is like, oh, that's cool, right? That's a really high tier character to kind of have a nice little pocket character in. She might just be that. She might just be a pocket character to some for certain matchups, depending on how she develops. But I think for being a unique new character, I think her kit is solid. I'm trying to see, like, you know, outside of reversal, right? Like, which you have to gamble on anyway. But if you want to reversal, say out the corner, you have the slithering, right? The EX slithering thing, which the only thing you can hit her with is a grab. This game being very grab prone at certain levels, I could see her having a detriment from that. But besides that, I think she's solid. I think once we develop her more, you know, she has her safe jumps, she has her setups, she has her, I don't know, 50-50s. Like, am I going to go for command grab, or if I feint it, you know, is this a guaranteed feint to punish, to bait? You know, once we have those kind of components out there in the wild, I think we'll see her kind of go up a little bit. She might just be having the Kim effect, where it's a lot.
Yeah. She definitely does seem like a really complex character. I mean, it reminds me of like Rolento. We knew Rolento was easy in the beginning because obviously he had really good buttons. and his game plan was kind of straightforward. But then as like the game progressed, he got a lot more difficult. Most people didn't want to play him anymore, and if they did, it was like specialist. For El Forte was another character that also had like specialties. Like you had to really put time into the character. So I definitely think that we're seeing that too. Like we're seeing this very like, how do we figure out the character? And it's gonna probably take one person to be like, aha, this is it, right? And then she'll just be played like that. Or maybe she'll be the most flexible character in the game, where you can just play her however you want. Yeah,
we're just gonna have to wait and see. I've yet to get tired of her level 3. It's still one of the more cinematic ones. I love the look of it. It's really her style. But the character right now, like I said, it's less than a week out. I think there's definitely some more development on it. I actually do want to sit down and talk to Mono about it after a little bit more time. Considering also First Attack is happening later this month. I know the brother's probably super swamped as is. Regardless though, keeping an eye out because there's some tech videos I want to sit down and actually just do a good run with her, get some sets on. Maybe we'll get some sets in here, guys, real soon. But Aki looks fun. Like regardless, she just looks fun. And maybe I'm just saying it, I'm biased. I for those that know me and my ways when it comes to fighting games, I love me run stance or just standard stance characters. It's just my thing. She fits that bill. Which I didn't think about, so she might be right up my alley. So I definitely want to sit down and grind out a little bit and see how she stands against some of these characters. But as of right now, like I said, she looks fun.
Yeah, my curiosity is my curiosity stems from the stances, from the snake, from the snake little crawl, and also her quarter circle forward thing. Like one is a fake, one is a medium, and then one is heavy far, and then you can push forward fierce. So
yep.
I don't know. I just find that I find that all cool because I also like command grabs.
Yeah, I like options.
I don't like command grabs on like Zangief type or grapplers.
Like you don't like command grabs where that is all they got to bring.
Like the whole package.
Yeah, you want the whole shebang bang.
He seems to have some parts of the package, but not.
All I gotta say is command grab and projectile. I mean, come on. Command grab and projectile. Basically invo reversal to get out that has movement. Good, decent air to airs. DP ish, right? Is there DP? Actually, her string is that the quarter circle? Is that quarter circle like heavy to actually point straight up?
Yes, quarter circle heavy. Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not even the DP, so it's even easier.
Profile.
It's low profile, exactly. And you can confirm it into level 3. Yeah, she's on paper. Once again, on paper. I don't know how many times you met somebody and you're like, yeah, this looks good on paper. Then you actually meet them. then you're like,
Said on paper.
I said on paper. Yes, in theory. Yeah, we'll see. We'll fix her. We'll get her going just right. Just like those people you meet. But shout out to MJ. If you want to go check him out, he does go live on stream under MJ Gaming. It's one word completely. MJ as in EMJ. AY. I forgot to actually finish spelling that. So think of it like phonetically. MJ, Michael Jordan, MJ. Yeah, that's his thing. Yeah, he plays Aki. He is a master level Kim. He's probably one of the better Kims in North America. So go check him out. Let me see. So past that, do we have anything else for Street Fighter? No, that's it. Like Street Fighter didn't really have a whole lot. Aki being obviously the big thing, and it being kind of October. The spooky premium pack that's coming out here for October. That really wraps up Street Fighter. Next, let's jump into some Tekken. We'll jump into some Tekken. Let's get this. Let's get through. So some of the quick announcements. I don't know if did this get announced at TGS? I can't remember, but
I don't know if it was TGS, but no, because it was on the 29th. So
okay.
It could have been, or it just got dropped randomly. Like, it's so hard with TGS because there's so many challenges, and plus it's a completely different time zone. So like, most of us are either asleep or maybe just waking up. Like I'm up usually at the time, but I work, so it's kind of hard to catch everything.
So if you haven't already, there is another closed beta that is coming out for Tekken 8. Registration ends on the 11th, so you do have about 1 week from the time this episode comes out. Make sure to go sign up. This closed beta test is for all platforms. It's going to be for PlayStation 5. It's going to be for Xbox Series X and S, as well as for Steam. So make sure to sign up. It's on Tekken.com. Go sign up now. I'm gonna sign up for sure. I missed the first one already. I have to. Yeah, I have to sign up. I didn't get a chance to play the last time. I do want to see what the current version of it. We don't know. I think at this point, I mean, they got Master. Oh, actually, they do show. Oh, never mind. 19 available characters. All right. So we do have Fang, we do have Raven, and Azucena.
Man,
she's in it, which Gabe is gonna be tripping out and playing her probably the entire time.
I do know the page is kind of like weirdly down right now, so they're probably going to be working on that to get that up and running.
Yep. So if you participated in the closed network test that happened in July, you actually do not have to reapply. You already have an in for the next one. So if you're already in there, like swimwear, you're good. Which means there's gonna be more open spots available for those that didn't get a chance. So. Woo,
yeah, kind of like that.
I would say the Street Fighter route, which I think was kind of the better way of doing it, because remember how we were all like, yeah, we'll get in. All three of us like, yeah, we'll get in. None of us got in. Or actually, I did get in. I just didn't find the email. I'm an idiot. But you know,
oh,
it
that's
happens.
right.
And keep in mind it's separate. So EU will have their sign up, as well as I believe Korea has their separate sign up. So, but there is like certain regions that can sign up, but it's under different signups. So we have our own too as well.
There you go.
This one, what was I going to say? I was looking forward to this one, but at the same time, I also registered on like 2 different systems.
Oh, Gabe, you're already breaking the rules. It says each person is limited to 1 application for this test. Harada,
dare you.
Harada, get him, Harada.
My bad is
get him.
PlayStation 5 right there.
Get him, Harada.
You can't see, it's off screen.
Sure. Allegedly.
I have another
Alleged
email.
brother. Alleged brother. Yeah, sure. You have to show a birth certificate for that, sir. Anyway.
For Dragon Ball, so come at me, 2018.
Oh, damn.
2017.
So one of the features that were shown off during, I don't know if it was TGS or it was an event before that, but we got to see some of the little extra things, accoutrements that they're adding, right? Tekken Ball is one of them. One more of the specific ones is their lounge, right? The Tekken online lounge or dojo, whatever you want to call it, is now... I want to say now it's just PlayStation Home, dog. Like for my real OGs that know PlayStation Home, this looks like a PlayStation Home with Xbox Live avatars. Yeah. Is what it is. It's like a weird amalgamation of the two, but it's all Tekken centric. And I'm gonna be honest, it looks good. I like it. If there is additional stuff here that makes it interactive, where there's like capabilities in here that you can just do, like for one, yes, you can sit down at cabs and play. Awesome, right? The anime right the ArcSys route of doing it, which ArcSys kind of doesn't do it anymore the same way. I'm kind of like, disappointed there. But say they have little theaters and such there, like, okay, can we have majors showing up on here? Majors that you can like sit down and watch here would be kind of cool, right? It's kind of like, it's like it's a more integrated Discord into the game.
You tie your Twitch to it so you can watch through that.
Maybe tie it
giving a view to the Twitch.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. And you've got different stages here. It's all connected via different stages and different themes and stages that like are in Tekken, which is awesome. Overall, this looks really cool. They just did a walkthrough of it that we were just checking out. This is all obviously closed in, and they're just showing off a bunch of the areas that you can get into, where you can play at, and maybe a bunch of other capabilities that we're just not privy to. They haven't just announced yet. You can even lie around, do a little lounging, maybe get a tan on. Who knows? I'm just hoping for maybe some unlockables, some things like that, like, that you can get into and maybe unlock from doing this. But I like the idea of it being interactive like this. It's really, really cool. Just further pushing us into a virtual world where you never have to leave our houses. Have you guys ever seen the movie Surrogates? Yeah, go check that out with the Bruce Willis joint.
Yeah, there was only one good part. I remember.
Yeah.
It's going to start with that, and then we're going to end up in Minority Report. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and then it's Minority Report. Then we're all in the Matrix. Whatever. And then,
and player 1 right after it. To
beam me up, Scotty. That's it. And you get at least you also get your emotes. You get your funky dances and all. So expect the circles of that to go down. So. But yeah, so we get to see the lounge walkthrough, which is really cool. Go check it out. This is on the official Bandai Namco Europe page. Actually, is what had it. I don't know if it's in any other one, but currently right now it is live on the Europe page. This was a lot. Yeah, I just realized this shows as unlisted.
Huh. Interesting.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know why they did
Let me
that.
refresh that. No, it's unlisted, meaning like you can't like just search for it. You have to have it.
Yeah, it was on their Twitter specifically.
Interesting. Maybe someone just forgot to change it up. Got to work on them views, Bandai. Got to work on them views. You want to get it out there. You want to get people to be on your PlayStation Home wannabe. It's gotta be public. All right, so that wraps up our Tekken coverage. What we got going on for Tekken. We're going to be going to a short break, guys. We're going to be coming back. We've got a couple other things to wrap up. We got some announcements, some delayed announcements from Sam Show. We got some Strive character polls to get into, and we got a random or two to jump into. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with some more fighting game news here on Double Tap. All right, so we're back. We just finished talking about Tekken's competitor, the PlayStation Home. PlayStation Home needs to come back. I miss PlayStation Home. If you just added the Discordness, like capabilities of Discord, kind of a bit more, and you just mix it with PlayStation Home, I think it actually would be the best social platform out there. It would actually be so much fun. It would be dope.
It's just everything. You could play pool. You could do so many different things.
I mean,
it was fun, but it was ahead of its time. Like
you could be like, well, that's VR chat. I'd be like, you are correct. It's basically VR chat, but I want it with some integration, right? Like, if you want to put up some streams, like I said, if you could put up like majors and stuff, like in your lobby or in your room or something, that's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys if you remember during, I think it was during the pandemic, where someone modeled like the Evo stage and like the final stage, the Sunday stage, the arena in 3D, and the idea was that like when they do the online broadcast of it, you can go in with VR chat or whatever and actually watch it there.
That, right?
I don't remember what the hell happened. It just like I don't think it went
right?
through. I don't know if it was for Evo.
The one
it was for the event for Evo, but I don't know if it was officially for it. But I heard talks about it. I was like, yo, that's sick. Why not?
I remember it was someone designing it for Evo because of COVID. So they were like, oh, well, we could do like make everybody feel like we're at Evo.
Exactly.
But even though it'd be online, we'd still, I don't know. It was a VR thing, so I don't know if it ever happened.
Yeah, have to double check on that. In the meantime, though, let's come back and check on something that I don't know about you guys, but I'd completely forgotten about because I thought it happened already. I'm having a Mandela effect. So SNKP official on Twitter sent out an actual notice on Sam Show on the 28th talking about the netcode update. To ensure Samurai Showdown's rollback netcode update is utmost quality, we have decided to push back its release from the previous scheduled September 2023 window. We're in October now. They're sorry about the delay. I know they've been looking forward to it. All 50 of you. In line with the release date, we have continued dedication to quality assurance. We plan to hold another community beta test on Steam in October this year. Okay. They really, really want to make sure this netcode is just like up to par. And I'm like, I can respect that, but I'm like, bro, has it really been that hard? But I'm trying to also remember, is Sam Show cross-platform? Crossplay?
That is a good question.
Does anyone here remember?
I don't remember.
All right, can't remember. We'll have to figure that one out. Because I'm trying to think, maybe the integration with so many other consoles and platforms is what's really giving them a delay, which I'm like, all right, I'll give you that. Okay, I can't give you that then. All right, the new release window for rollback netcode will be announced in due course, pending the results of the above tests. Thank you for bearing with us, and we do our very best to make Samurai Shodown a more enjoyable and seamless online experience at all. We appreciate your support and enthusiasm. You hate to see it, but I mean, in October this year. Yeah, this is there's definitely some another one.
It's okay. I can talk smack today. You know why? Because there's only 7 people on Samurai Shodown on Steam, and there's 13 on DNF Duel. In your face, Samurai Shodown.
Oh my god. There are just some things. There are just some things that are late to the show, late to the party. It's okay to be fashionably late, but this is just outright like you just missed it. Like, I think you missed the best opportunity for it to go down, for it to be some. I mean, a part of me is still like, sure, yes, because I'd prefer you still put in, if you already put in the work, give it to the people that are playing. Fuck it. If it's still 7 people, let those 7 motherfuckers enjoy the game to as best as possible.
Yep.
They paid for it. It wasn't, it's not a bad game. Honestly, it's just, it got played with a couple things and timing, the development and the timing
terrible.
of this stuff was just like not up to par. So, dug your own grave a little bit. That's something they need to worry about.
Did they really? Because like they came out right before. What was the big game that came out? Was it Street Fighter? No, it wasn't Street Fighter 6. It was the newest Evo's 2019. What came out during 2019 that just destroyed Samurai Shodown? I thought.
Oh, that came out.
Yeah, there was something that came out. Was it Mortal? No, it wasn't MK11.
Yes, Mortal Kombat did come out in 2019. Yeah.
Okay.
That was partially probably it too.
Kind of. I mean, was Mortal Kombat came out in April. Samurai Shodown, both of them were at Evo that year. I don't remember this really by the Evo game or what I entered. Yeah.
So there's a few things. It was, you had Power Rangers come out. You had Dead or Alive 6.
Oh, that was. It's the most bought SNK game recently, right? We were reporting that there was like the most DLC or premium package bought.
Yeah, because it had several. It's had several seasons.
High pre-order.
Yeah. But it just has not aged too well. I don't know what's up with Bandai Namco, because this is Bandai Namco. This isn't the only developer. Obviously, has had some issues with it. Bandai Namco being the other one. When it came to the rollback, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Did rollback ever happen for Dragon Ball FighterZ?
Dragon Ball? No. They only had a beta test for it.
That was not a beta test. Are you kidding me?
They did have a beta test for it. Yeah, they did. I'm positive they had a beta test for Dragon Ball.
I don't remember.
No, there was a beta test for Samurai Shodown.
Yeah,
you should have just left the beta test on.
Yeah, this is
Dragon Ball
wait, hold on.
Nothing.
Hold on.
Dragon Ball got like
rollback beta delayed.
Yeah, it got delayed.
The beta though.
Yeah, like I said, it's such a weird, two-sided coin. You're like, yo, thanks for the update. It sucks it's happening. I mean, it sucks that it's taking so long. But on the other side, it's like, you know what? When it comes out, I'm sure it'll be good. Now, the only way this is going to be a tragedy is if it comes out and it is fucking terrible. If this rollback, this is one of two. If Sam Show comes out first with the rollback, two things are going to happen. One, Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to get fucking clowned till the end of time. But then two, if it comes out bad and then Dragon Ball comes out and it's bad too, we will know the rollback matchup for Japanese developers is 0-2. It's just 100% not in their favor. Outside of Arxis. Outside of Arxis, outside of SNK. But like with these delays though, like holy shit.
Sorry, I didn't mean SNK. I meant KOF.
Well, yeah, SNK is KOF. Yeah, like
I'm just gonna throw this in there. I'm just throw this in there because this is happening too. KOF 13 is doing their beta test for rollback right now, like coming up soon. So it's like, how does that happen? An older game on Steam is getting that, and these two games haven't gotten it yet. And if that does really well and Sam Shows does really bad, it's even worse.
Yeah, you guys want to take bets now if it comes out this year? I'll take a bet right now. I'll take a bet. $10. $10.
Wait, this year?
$10.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. Hold on. Wait. What are you taking? You taking this year or next year?
Yeah, this year. 100%.
Okay.
I still think it is.
We'll virtually shake on it. Yeah. I want $10. You want in? What are you in for?
Project L comes out before both robots.
Oh my god!
Wow.
No, wait. Project L retail, or are you talking a closed beta? We'll give you the beta. We'll give you the beta because I don't think retail will come out. I don't think so.
I'll give you 10 if it comes.
So you're saying, Mezza, you're saying that it'll come out this year. I'm saying it'll come out next year, and then Gabe says Project L beta will come out before both. Remember, it has to be both. Dragon Ball FighterZ and Sam Show Rollback comes out. So that's the bet. $10 each. Y'all heard it here first. We'll we'll check back the VOD
You gotta
afterwards.
pay me money. It's fine because I know.
I think we lost the game. I'm not gonna lie. Project L is kind of moving kind of fast right now, bro.
I don't
and
know.
the time frame of things, Dragon Ball has been kind of smoked for a while.
Yeah, I don't know what to
Don't
think.
worry, I'll use the money just to buy y'all dinner. Or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, thanks.
All right, so with that, we do have another. This isn't so much of an announcement. This is just kind of something I wanted to pull up, which was the Strive character polls. There was remember guys, every time they do a patch, most recently the Johnny patch, or rather the season 3 patch, they want feedback and they want to hear from people what they think about in terms of characters that they want to see. They've been very open. ArcSys has been a very good component of being very, very much open. I believe this was during TGS. They had their little they had their section, and they talked and they brought up just the character distribution and the actual just like the regions as to like the most wanted characters right now at this point. Yeah, there's been a couple changes, right? It used to be, it's kind of shifted around a little bit. Like Jam has actually been dropped a little bit, but right now in North America, South America, Africa, and okay, those are just number 1 out of the actual like 8 regions. 3 of them want ABA, if you don't know, ABA, homegirl with the big ass key, blood packs, all that stuff, is in love with a key. The other 3, Southeast Asia, Korea, and Japan, want Elfelt, Valentine.
Get her out of here. We don't need another gun character.
Bridal costume, shotgun, sniper, all that stuff from Exert. And the Middle East and Europe, they want Slayer. Now, in terms of top 3, it actually kind of mixes up a bit. But funny enough, there have been the total tallying things up as the character distribution as the most wanted character. Right now, Elfelt and Slayer are tied for 70, while ABBA is like close at 62. So those are like the top 3 characters right now. They basically made up most of the top 3 in most areas. While as Dizzy showing up at 4th place at 59. While as RoboKai and Jam hitting for 39th, and then a guest character, which I am opening more and more to the idea of having a guest character in Guilty Gear.
What would a guest character be though? Like, I don't want it from anything that's typical. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It has to fit that theme, and that's kind of hard. I mean, you can't
it's tough.
You can't do a unique character. You can't do a Sam Show character.
Because a unique character is just the new character.
You could do a Blaze Blue character. That's the only thing that fits. It has to be a Blaze Blue character. It has to be one of the weird ones.
A Blaze Blue character could work, but I don't know.
It's either going to be Ragna or it's going to be someone who is very hella weird.
That's too vanilla.
I mean, but that's what they would want, right? Yeah, you're going to say Kai. Go ahead, say it.
No, not Kai, Jin.
AKA Kai.
Yeah, basically Kai.
One uses lightning. One uses ice. Oh, how different are they?
Yeah.
So
who are you? I'm
Jin.
you, but cooler.
And I hate my brother.
Yeah, so so that's that. It was interesting to see, and actually, shout outs to just make sure they got their name correctly. Nebulimes on Twitter, goes by Vivian, hashtag Bridget Brigade. They actually put together a lot of this information, kind of like this little system to kind of, it's not 100% perfect, but made some really cool notes, like stating Elfelt's gotten the massive boost compared to previous polls. She hasn't been popular outside of Asia. On the other hand, Jam seems to have fallen a bit out of favor relatively. This officially makes Gabriel the most requested newcomer. Gabriel being
Potemkin's general.
Right,
boss.
the boss. Yeah, for Zep. He's like the general for Zep. He would be cool because he does have powers. Like, he's like really strong and shit or something. Like, you've seen it only in like the cuts. You have to have seen it in cutscenes for like Rev and such to really understand. Like, he is no mere mortal. I'm surprised Venom wasn't as high as he used to be. Venom is not really up there. Like I said, Jam kind of dropped. He was higher before, but I guess people are just like, it might not work out.
Even Order Soul.
Raven, I'm surprised to see Raven still in the talks. Like, who wants to deal with that? We already deal with Asuka, which, by the way, Asuka / Happy Chaos just won Arc Revo Japan. So that character is showing to become a bit of an issue. So Yeah.
Oh, what a good picture. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I forgot about Cliff, for those that are listening.
Cliff would be cool. Cliff, I want Cliff just so I can see some Cliff Testament like voice lines. Some decent voice lines, please. Some decent voice lines. Just give me an update that gives us some really cool lore-based voice lines in the game. That's the one thing that I'm just like, just give us some custom intros, please. Please. Custom intros.
That'd be kind of nice. I mean, it's been like a long time coming, and it hasn't been a while since what, Exarch, right?
Cliff? Yeah. No, Cliff hasn't been. Never an excerpt.
No, I was talking about intros.
Oh, intros? Yeah, Exarch had some intros, right?
Just a few. I don't think it was lot.
If anything, it was dialogue.
But yeah, it was dialogue. Nothing like your accent core or your plus R clashing. Those were a man's intros right there. Those are the real.
Kai and Order Soul.
Yeah,
Kai and Order Soul doing the clash.
Yep.
That was cool.
Health would actually be changed up a little bit if you were playing story and shit.
That was so dumb.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, what happened to my health? Why did I lose health?
Not competitive.
I know. I'm just saying, why did I lose health? What was that a thing?
Zappa would be cool. You know what? Shout out to Lost Ghost Boy in Twitch chat. Zappa would be cool, but like Zappa has to be weird. I don't want them to dumb down Zappa at all. I don't care. I mean, okay, dumb down some of the weird shit when it comes to how things are high lows and such, like unblockables. Like, yeah, dumb down some of that. But Zappa needs to still be weird. He needs to be unnerving. He needs to make you feel weird. His movements needs to be as sporadic as they were in Plus R. Like he was just such a unique character, and I'm like, they would just do an injustice to the character if they changed them up at all.
Yeah, but what kind of horror elements would you put on him? Like, would you make him the Ring again, or would you?
Yeah, people know the Ring. Yeah. Like people know the Ring. Like, make him weird. That's the point. He's supposed to make your opponent feel weird. He's supposed to be weird to watch on the screen. They need to keep that. Yeah, they need to keep that, especially how things look nowadays. Like, it'd be great.
The way Faust is, I mean, it's kind of like, how can you get weirder?
I don't know.
Half contortion, exorcism. Yeah, you could get weirder.
You could definitely.
I mean, there's a dude in a bed. Come on.
Yeah. I want him to be unnerving. But yeah, so that's it right now. There hasn't been no real updates in Strive since. You know, we're just in full season 3 right now. We're just gonna wait and see. I want to say, well, we could possibly get another announcement. I don't think we'll get another announcement this year. I'm trying to think of any events that might come out, might happen that we might get an announcement on.
Arc Revo probably, because it's not happening till next year.
But,
I mean, you'd probably get a few announcements because of stops, maybe. They're not really doing their stuff online. They're doing a lot of offline, so we might get a few.
Yeah, it's like the Bizarro world when it comes to Capcom Cup. But maybe, yeah, I want to say Arc Revo is going to be more than likely just to get the next character finally, or maybe the next 2 characters to actually see what we're getting. But with that, that is going to conclude really our updates for, you know, kind of the mainline games. We do have some randoms to get into real quick. Mezza's got a couple things to talk about, and then we'll wrap up the show. So Mezza, what do we got?
Yeah, I will rapid fire these. This kind of happened at TGS. If you guys are familiar with Jujutsu Kaisen, really big anime show that's been kind of like firing off on all cylinders lately with this new season. But they did decide to make a game called Cursed Clash. Terrible name. But yeah, so they added a few new characters to the game, which is great because starting off, they got to add Panda. Panda was one of the characters that people really was looking forward to. So knowing his abilities, obviously he goes into gorilla mode, which is like more of a crazy aggressive mode where he just like transforms.
He gets really buff.
Yeah, and then drumming beat, I don't really know what that's going to be considerably, but they kind of give a context for that a little bit. Which basically gets more durability. Drumming beat is defenseless. You know, you can go on a rampage and do more attacking, stuff like that. So we haven't seen any footage of him. So the characters I'm telling you about, we haven't seen footage with. There's a few more, but you know, you'll have to kind of dig through for like, I think the one other character that I'm not going to mention. Fairly, yeah. So the next one is going to be one of the more light characters that aren't talked about as much, which is going to be Toge Inumaki.
I see what you did there.
That was not intentional. Mm-hmm. But he is a character that uses speech for his ranged attacks, all kinds. So if he normally does not speak to you, he'll use foods to speak to you. And when he wants to fight, he will use words. So we'll probably see him be able to say, fly away, stuff like that, which will actually physically make you fly away. So kind of want to see where he goes with that.
In the show.
It's there's back. I wonder how they do the backlash, right? I want to make sure that they don't. It's made by the same makers of My Hero Wants Justice, so it's probably gonna be bad. When I say as in their design flaw, there's gonna be a lot of them, but usually they make fairly okay games. But outside of that, there's a character we didn't put up. It's gonna be I believe it's Maki. She is the third character that they also announced. What she does, she uses pretty much cursed weapon. She doesn't have any cursed ability.
Yeah. She's the one that did the split, guys. If you guys remember the split, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's all you need to know.
She physically has to keep her glasses on to be able to see spirits, but who knows? She might do something a little bit different in this. But they did also drop a trailer with a little bit of gameplay, mostly to just showcase the main characters. So you got to see from Itadori to Gojo and a few more characters, but a big one that was also announced with that was also Itadori's counterpart, Sakuna, who he was able to. He's kind of like the big bad version of Itadori in a sense, where he wants to take over his body, but he's also evil spirit, the cursed spirit that's also connected to him. So I think they did a pretty good job, just kind of making you feel like the game has a lot of impact to it. It doesn't look ugly.
No, it looks good.
I mean, we'll have to. I reserve judgment until we see the game because it looks better than the One's Justice My Hero game. It just comes down to how the game plays. It looks like it has solid combos, a lot of destructive area. Obviously, it's going to be a 2v2 game. Obviously, they will probably have 1v1s as well. But it just comes down to hopefully them not doing a rock, paper, scissors system. Obviously, people who play arena games do like a lot of Ultimate Ninja Storm games. We know they're coming out with their Linked Past whatever, another version of the same version. But yeah, I feel like they're doing a pretty decent job with promoting it right now at the perfect time. The show's hot. The game's probably gonna be just as fun. I mean, it's a pick it up if you want to play something that's close to the anime.
Listen, all I gotta say is let me get my boy Toji in there. It's a wrap. That's all I gotta say. For those that know, he's definitely gonna be in this. I would assume he's gonna be in this. It'd be a goddamn tragedy if he wasn't in this. But considering how far the show is and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if they obviously took the opportunity to put in those kinds of characters in, because the show, like you said, the show's hot right now. The book is going, the manga is still going on. It's kind of insane. It's very popular. So the game should just be followed.
If they're smart, just go the Dragon Ball route. Make everything feel like how a lot of the Dragon Ball games have felt over some course of the time, where they did like Tenkaichi style. Make it a little bit like that, right? Like make it like playable. Where
make the game play. Fucking shocker of a need right there.
Oh yeah, in 60 FPS. Let's go with 60 FPS, please. Not this 30 shit that Demon Slayer did, and then put 60 on the PC, and people were like, "Don't play it in 60. It's bad."
It's cinematic, bro. It's cinematic.
They really said don't play it in 60 FPS. The community is weird. They said don't play the game in 60 FPS. Play it in 30 because we regen health differently. I said, why wouldn't you want to play it in 60? You regen faster.
Good point. But it is what it is. That's something they don't think about. I mean, once again, you shouldn't always go out to try to make the game competitive from the rip. Just play it, make the game happy with the community, let the community grow naturally. That's how it gets done. But regardless, though, that's it for our episode today, really, for our randoms and for our episode. We appreciate you guys hanging with us for another episode of Double Tap. You guys can, of course, follow us at Double Tap FGC on all social media platforms. We do have, of course, our YouTube as well at Double Tap FGC. You guys can check out clips. We do clip up and highlight parts of this episode. So you want to follow on with the visuals, some of the videos, some of the notes and things that we discuss here live when we do stream on twitch.tv/mash those buttons. You guys can join us, of course, at mash.gg/Discord or with our awesome community out there. share mods, share events, share articles, things to talk about, questions, focus attacks, all that good stuff. Go say what's up there. Go get some sets in as well with some people that want to play. You can also make sure to follow my awesome hosts here. We've got Mezza at Mezza FGC, Lord of the Gatekeeping DFO community on every Thursday. Right? Thursday?
Thursday lobbies, and every other week usually tournament.
There you go.
We're leading up to our season championships where we pick our top 8 players and they will get to duke it out for first place, where there will be lots of money and dope trophy and top 3 medal, not top 8. I thought about it.
There you go. Top 3. You got to start with a budget somewhere. Of course, you can follow Static Gorilla on all social media platforms as well, on Twitter, on Twitch, all that good stuff. What are you playing right now?
Just Marvel on Fridays. However, might be some other games coming out soon.
Oh, snap.
There you go. It is a good
scary
time to be
games,
a
right?
gamer right now. Yeah, scary games. Yeah, he's got to play some more scary games.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
They did mention some in the Discord, so I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, go check them out. You guys can follow me at CrashTagVS on Twitter, on X, whatever the fuck it's called. But I'm also behind the Double Tap FGC social media name as well. So check us out. If there's anything out there, any videos, any events you guys want us to shout out, articles, anything to take a look at, tag any of us, any of the hosts, or also the show as well. We'll see it on our feeds and we'll check it out. Once again, guys, we'll be live next week on Monday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Sorry, this was a day late. I was feeling under the weather yesterday, but I'm back in full force. We'll be ready next week with some more fighting game action to get into, some more coverage, and whatever other things develop here in our community. Until then, be safe, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.